Hey, what's going on, guys? Like Butter here, and today I thought I would do something a little bit different with Five Nights at Freddy's. As most of you know, when this game came out, I went pretty hard on it. I ended up beating Night 5 and Night 6, and even the custom night on like 10, 10, 10, 10 or something like that. If you don't know what that means, basically on the 7th night, you get to put the AI at whatever level you want, from 0 to 20. If you beat 20, 20, 20, 20, you get 3 stars, and it's like the highest thing you could possibly do in the game. A couple people have done it, but you need to spend tons of hours of getting this technique down, and I didn't really feel like putting that much more time into the game after how much I already did. So I put a lot of time in this game, and I feel like I'm pretty good at it. So I thought I would do a hardcore mode, which basically what I'm going to do is I'm start with day 1 and make my way all the way up to as high as I can get without dying. This is going to be kind of difficult because there are certain nights where it's completely random. So how this game works is like you can get to a night and you can continually try on that night without having to start over. But not for this series. We're going to start from day 1 and get as high as we can. My goal is probably day 5. If we can get to day 5 without dying, that would be great. But we'll see how it goes. So yeah, let's start a new match, new game. So this is right from the beginning. So if you've never seen this, basically the idea is there's a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and you are working after hours, and the idea is you have to keep eyes on these animatronic characters, which you're gonna see here. I actually got a program running in the background to keep my mouse from going outside my screen so I can turn like this, but this guy's basically gonna explain everything. Let's pick up the phone.
For you to help you get settled in on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact, so I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about. You'll be fine. So let's just focus on getting you through your first week, okay? Let's see. First, there's an introductory greeting from the company that I'm supposed to read. It's kind of a legal thing, you know. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a magical place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Upon discovering that damage or person, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days, or as soon as property and premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached and the carpets have been replaced. Blah, blah, blah. Now, that might sound bad, I know, but there's really nothing to worry about. The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too. So remember, these characters hold a special place in the hearts of children, and we need to show them a little respect, right? Okay. So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night. Something about their servos locking up if they get turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know? Now, concerning your safety, the only real risk to you as a night watchman here, if any, is the fact that these characters, if they happen to see you after hours, probably won't recognize you as a person. They'll most likely see you as a metal endoskeleton without its costume on. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit. Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with crossbeams, wires, and animatronic devices, especially around the facial area. So you can imagine how having your head forcefully pressed inside one of those could cause a bit of discomfort. And death. The only parts of you that would like to see the light of day again would be your eyeballs and teeth that pop out the front of the mask. Yeah, they don't tell you these things when you sign up. But hey, first station of the breeze. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Check those cameras, and remember to close the doors only if absolutely
Okay, so these are 3 of the 4 animatronic characters. This guy on the left, that's Bonnie. This is Chica, and this is Freddy. Freddy can get to be the most annoying in later stages. There's also one more. His name is Foxy, and he comes from Pirate Cove. Some people call him as Pirate Cove. This guy does is he like sprints. When you see he's not there and the curtains are open, it'll say "It's me" on the sign there, and he'll come sprinting down this hallway, and you have to boom drop the door before he gets there. So I had a couple people that didn't really understand the game. They asked me, Drew, why don't you just keep the doors down the whole time? As you can see in the bottom left hand corner, there's a usage, and you can see right now my usage is 1 green bar, and that's the fan, right? And the fan stays on the entire time, just so that you're using power, and also the light, I'm assuming, counts as that power as well. The other things that you can use is you can use lights to check your corners. That's for, you know, if you don't see any of them on the camera and, you know, you're like, and there's Foxy poking his little head out. You want to check these because if they're really close, they move up. There's also sound cues when you can tell when they move, and I'll explain that as we go along. But this game just hit Steam not too long ago, so I'm assuming a lot of you are going to be getting it. I actually bought this before it got brought to Steam, so I've had quite a few hours with the game. And I saw that like Landon's doing it. I know Aaron already did it, but I saw Landon was having a few problems with this, so I thought I'd help him. So Freddy's there, Chica's there, you know, Bonnie's missing. There's Bonnie right there. So on the first night, they usually don't mess with you too bad. But the reason is basically if you have a light on, you're using a bar of usage, okay? If you're using the cameras, that's a bar of usage. So if I have the door down and I'm using the cameras, you see how it's a there's 3 bars there? It's because I'm using more power. So the more things that you're using, the faster your power is going to go down. Now, when your power runs out, you're pretty much screwed. You have like a 30-second death animation, and hopefully if you're close enough to 6 a.m. When that happens, you can get by the day. So the idea is basically just to survive until 6 a.m. They can mess with the cameras like that, which can screw you over. I heard if you don't check Pirate Cove, Foxy doesn't even become active, but that's no fun. You know, I want to stay in the hang of things because once day 3 and day 4 come around, Foxy is very active. Now, the first time he runs and bangs on the door, you lose 0% of your power. The second time, you lose 5%. And I believe the third time, you lose 10%. So it goes up, and he can basically screw you over if he runs and bangs on the door too much. So as you can see, day 1 is pretty simple, like nothing crazy going on. That is the sound cue. I don't know if you can hear that. The reason I hear it is because I have Astros. But you hear like shuffling. And another thing you're hearing right now is when you hear clinking and clanking in the kitchen, which is this right here, which by the way, they have it blocked out for some reason. I don't know. I guess you're supposed to use your hearing to figure out. The only person that goes in the kitchen is Chica and Freddy. The way you know that Chica's in the kitchen, which is the duck, and that's happening, the way you know Chica's in the kitchen is because you hear clinking and clanking in the kitchen, and when Freddy's in the kitchen, he plays music. So there you go, Chica's in the kitchen. You can also, when there's someone on the other side, like I had to close the door there, you can see the shadow here. So you can see he's gone. Let's see where Bonnie ended up going. Oh, that's crazy. Foxy's actually becoming active. Oh, that's not fantastic. Night 1 and Foxy's already like freaking out. So technically I could close both doors here and pretty much win the night, but let's just see how much, there's Freddy. Let's just see how much power we can get away with having. So I'm gonna listen, wait for the sound cue. Click Freddy's nose. I'm gonna pass night 1 with like 30% probably, maybe like 25. Oh, Foxy's coming for a run. Alright, so you look at this camera, Foxy comes running down. Boom, we hear one bang and open the door instantly. Some people think because they bang on the door multiple times that, you know, the person's still there. No. The second the door's closed and he comes running to the door, it automatically triggers the animation. so you don't really have to worry about that. So I guess this could be somewhat of a tutorial. I'll probably put tutorial in the title because I'm assuming there's a lot of new people to Freddy's that don't really understand. So there you go, 6 a.m. we beat day 1. Ended up with like 30% power, so we did pretty well. But day 1 is freaking easy, man. So let's get to night 2. Night 2, I believe they become a little more active. So that's how it goes. See, they're already messing with the cameras.
Well, if you're hearing this and you made it to day 2, congrats. I won't talk quite as long this time since Freddy and his friends tend to become more active as the week progresses. It might be a good idea to peek at those cameras while I talk, just to make sure everyone's in their proper place, you know. Interestingly enough, Freddy himself doesn't come off.
They're already moving, yeah.
I've heard he
Bonnie's already in camera 3.
So, hey,
Jesus.
I guess that's one more reason not to run out of power, right? I also want to emphasize the importance of using your door lights. There are blind spots in your camera view, and those blind spots happen to be right outside your doors. So if you can't find something or someone on your cameras, be sure to check the door light. You might only have a few seconds to react. Not that you would be in any danger, of course. I'm not implying that. Also, check on the curtain in Pirate Cove from time to time. The character in there seems unique in that he becomes more active if the cameras remain off for long periods of time. I guess he doesn't like being watched. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure you have everything under control. Talk to you soon.
Okay, so that's where the first time he introduces Foxy, which is weird. I don't think I've ever seen Foxy sprint on day 1. I think when I first played this, I'm pretty sure I got to like day 3 without Foxy being active at all. I don't know if it has something to do with how I looked at him or whatever, but that's weird to me. I don't know. So you want to just check your cameras once in a while. You want to keep an eye on Foxy. You don't want to look at him for too long because it makes him freak out and become more active. But just check on him every time you bring the camera up. Just click through one time. He'll move out slowly from the curtain so you can tell when he's about to run. When he's not in the curtain, shut the door. Then you want to trigger. You want to basically trigger this camera. He'll come running down the hallway, and then boom, you open the door the second you hear the first bang on the door. So that's not good. Sorry about my voice, guys. I'm still kind of sick, as you can hear. I don't know where Bonnie is. So if you want to know which basically animatronic characters mess with the cameras, it's Bonnie, who is the bunny rabbit, and Chica, who is the duck. They're the ones that mess with the cameras. Another thing you have to realize, which you'll learn in a bit, you'll hear the sound. Like I'm gonna point out the sound cue for when Freddy moves. It's like a ooh 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 ooh, basically like a kind of like a cry. He hasn't moved yet, obviously, because you know lower levels and stuff. Alright. And you also have to remember Bonnie and Foxy come from the left door. Chica and Freddy come from the right door. So that's something to keep in mind as well. It kind of help you divide your brain into which side they're coming from. That's why when you hear rattling in the kitchen, it's always Chica, not Bonnie, because he just doesn't go that way. They basically split. So there's the sound cue for movement. You want to just check. I knew Chica wasn't there, but I checked anyways, just out of habit, because usually he goes through the she goes through the kitchen first. I don't know if it's a she, but okay, so he's a little bit active there. One of them's gonna be showing up real soon. Alright, there's Bonnie right there. Alright, Chica's in cam 4A, so he skipped the kitchen. Because I didn't hear really any rattling. So we're gonna get a visit from Chica real soon here. Just listen for the sound cues. Also keep an eye on Pirate Cove. Also, one more thing. If you click the door and it makes like a noise and doesn't let you do it, it means that either Bonnie or Chica got into the room. If you want to die and start over, you can just bring up the camera and put it back down. When you do that, it'll automatically trigger like the pop-up animation and you'll die. If you guys are wondering why this game doesn't scare me anymore, I've played it literally a million times. I've seen everything. Like, it doesn't faze me whatsoever. So I'm kind of under a little bit of pressure here, which is kind of fun because usually I just feel like, ah, whatever. But I'm trying to play through as many nights as I can without dying. So, like, every movement could potentially screw me over. So that's another movement. I don't know what they're doing. They're kind of just shuffling around. Alright, so Bonnie's there. Chica's there. Alright, so they're not coming. I think we're good. So if any of you have dual screens and you don't want your cursor to go outside of your monitor, the program I think is DDMM. You can look it up. There's programs out there that basically keep your cursor inside one screen. So if I want to move my mouse to the other screen, I basically just hold Control and it does it for me. So, alright, see Pirate Cove is missing. Drop the door, hit Cam A, one knock and open, and we're good. That's crazy. I don't know like why Foxy is so active. It must have something to do with me like checking it or something. I haven't figured out what like that circus music is. Like you'll hear it, it's like I don't know what that is. It's probably a reason. It's a sound cue for something. I just don't know. There's a couple other randoms where you hear like quack quack, like you hear weird stuff. But the real sound cues that you want to remember is when Freddy moves, which is the which obviously hasn't moved yet. Another thing, guys, to keep in mind is there is actually a Easter egg where a golden Freddy kills you, and I'm going to explain to you why. If you go... Okay. Alright, he left already. So they're becoming pretty active now on day 2. If you go to this camera, where's the... Hold on. Alright, Chica's in the kitchen. There's a camera. This camera. Okay? Let me show you this real quick. Let me first make sure Pirate Cove is chill. Okay. If you go to this camera and there's a gold Freddy on the wall instead of that Freddy, and you come down from the camera like this, you're going to see him just appearing in front of you. Okay? In order to not die, you basically have to bring your camera back up and switch. The only time that ever happens is if you close your camera while you're on camera 2B. Oh my god, dude, I just died on night 2.